What is up? Today I am so excited to be bringing you a coconut macaroon brownie recipe, and I'm so excited to share my recreation of this recipe, which was found in the Food and Wine magazine for March. And this one is by Jake Cohen, and I just adapted it to fit my needs and amp it up just a little bit. So let me show you guys quickly what we have going on here. We've got tons of ingredients here, and they are just like lining my countertop, but we're gonna make it work. All right, so let's go ahead and measure these pans. It's like 12. Yeah, we'll say this one is at 13 by 9. 13 by 9. So we'll go with this bigger one, which is excellent. More brownies, more volume. So now that we have picked out our 13 by 9 pan, we are going to line it with some parchment paper. All right, I think that works. You have to forgive me, my apron keeps like falling to the side. I don't know why, it's just not trying to stay and let me be great. We've got our kettle here, which is like my favorite thing. It's so cute. And we are going to do a cheater's double boiler because I just don't have time to wait. So if you don't have a traditional double boiler, this works really well by putting a small pot on an eye, and then we're going to use this to simulate a bit of a double boiler. Let's get our butter. So we are actually using 2 sticks of butter. So this is about 8 ounces or a cup, and mine's a little frozen. So I'm going to throw this in here first. Get it all melty. And it's probably gonna take like 5 minutes or so. That there had to be nice. That there had to be nice. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you are more of a baker or a cook. And I love that with this recipe, I'm actually collaborating with my friend / challenging him. Dino, I'm excited to see how you recreate this recipe as well. And I know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be tasty. I'll leave more information about Dino's recipe / challenge at the end of this video, but you definitely want to check him out on Instagram. So now what we're going to do is get our dark chocolate, and I like my dark chocolate at least 50, 60, 70% dark. Chocolate chips, you can use like a chocolate bar or chocolate like cube or whatever it comes in, but I am liking these 72% cacao dark chocolate chunks. All right. There they go. And so when you are boiling chocolate or like making candies and things like that, you don't need the heat turned up too high because you don't want things to burn. You're basically just trying to get things to melt smoothly. So I'm gonna let this do its thing, and we're gonna actually now move on to the goodness of this dish. I'm so excited. So because we're still sticking with this brownie layer, we need to make like the body of the brownie. And we're gonna start off by cracking 4 eggs. So now that we have our eggs in the bowl, we're going to also add 1 cup of granulated sugar, about 1/4 of a cup of light brown sugar, about 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa, 1 to 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. I like mine with additional vanilla, so I'm gonna add 2. And then you wanna add some salt, as well as espresso coffee. So now that we have combined all of our ingredients in this bowl here, we are going to whisk it together to make sure it's nicely incorporated. All right, so our chocolate is also nicely melted, and I'll show you what it looks like. Look at that. Nicely melted, and it smells amazing. Somebody's taking a shower. I live in an apartment, so please forgive me. What I love about this recipe is the use of coconut flour, which makes the dish basically gluten-free. I know it's a lot of coconut, so if you're not a coconut fiend like I am, it might be a little bit of a problem, but we're gonna add about 1 cup of coconut flour to our mixture here with the eggs and all of the goodness. I love the way coconut flour smells. It smells so good. So when it comes to baking, you want to be sure to kind of follow directions as they go. And so with the coconut flour, we're not going to just like whisk it like we did with the other ingredients. We're actually going to fold it in so that it gives it a more smooth and airy texture and it's not too dense. Now all I need to do is add our dark chocolate in it as well. And then I'm also going to fold in some of these milk chocolate chips that I have right here. But the coconut flour actually soaked up a lot of our moisture and I waited a little longer than I needed to. So I'm going to need to add the moisture back into this mixture. We'll do that by adding the chocolate. As you're folding, also kind of smash and press down the mixture just so you can make sure that you're not gonna have any like lumps when you're eating for brownie. We're gonna now add it to our prepared baking dish. Like so. We're gonna refrigerate this for about 30 minutes to an hour. So some time has passed and we are now ready to make the macaroon layer for this dish. And I've got my oven set to 375 degrees, which is what you can hear right now. So I apologize if it's a little loud, it's just cooking up. You know how we do in this kitchen. But we need to carefully, and I say carefully because I only have 4 eggs. If I mess this up, I don't have more eggs. Carefully separate our egg whites from our egg yolks. I haven't done this in a really long time. It's been a while actually since I've really baked. All right, so the way that I separate my egg whites from my egg yolks is the way that my mother taught me actually. So you actually want to do it within the shell. So you see the egg white layer is in fact separating. We want to keep that egg yolk here in the shell. And then we'll go back and forth until we feel like we've gotten everything. All right, so what we're gonna do is something I haven't done in a very long time, but I love, love, love making meringue. So we're gonna do that, and I'm going to actually add my egg whites into a bowl, a clean bowl, with my whisk attachment, which looks like this here. I'm actually going to just whisk it up. So now what we have here is a bit of a frothier mixture with our egg whites, and we're gonna add our sugar. So we're gonna add about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. The sugar is gonna help the meringue come together a little bit better and form those soft peaks. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just add some vanilla. I don't know if y'all are like me, but I like to use my cap to pour my vanilla. I'm gonna do about 2 capfuls. Add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So this is more along the lines of a saltier dessert. All right, we've got our salt in there. And let's go ahead and continue to beat it up. It's pretty thick, y'all. Like I'm very happy with that. So what we're gonna do now is add in our coconut, and I would say the difference between my recipe and the original recipe is the amount of coconut that we are in fact gonna use. You know, because I didn't want to make it way too coconutty for the other people that I'm going to share this with. If it were for me though, like I would add about 3 to 4 cups of coconut. This is about a cup or so. This looks so good. We've got our brownie mixture here. And in full transparency, I didn't actually refrigerate it because I wanted it to be done a little quicker. I put it in the freezer and it actually is holding up pretty nicely. But do as I say, not as I do. I told you to put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes to an hour. I did mine in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Baker's discretion and whatnot. So we're now going to add our mixture on top of our brownie batter. Like so. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. All right, so our brownies and macaroon layer are ready to go into the oven for about 30-35 minutes. These are gonna come out so good, crispy, chewy, gooey, all the things that you want in a brownie. with a macaroon top. So let's bake it up and then we will cut into it once it's nice and cool. You guys, it's finished and it looks absolutely amazing. I think what we need to do is take it out of the pan, slice it up, and give it a try. Y'all, this is like absolutely ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, it's just like falling apart. It's been cooling for at least an hour, so I don't know. It's kind of acting a little crazy and I think it might need to cool in the refrigerator, but we're not gonna wait to taste it for it to just kind of solidify. No, we're gonna just cut another small bite and then we're gonna try it. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a try. This made quite a few brownies, so I'm gonna have to gift them. So if you know me and you're watching this video and you want some brownies, let me know. But I have to try them first. They literally have such a, like a chewy kind of texture. Can you see that? I mean, I don't know. I think it's the amount of butter in this particular recipe, but let's try it. It's got a definite like 3-layered chocolate taste with the dark chocolate chips, the cocoa powder, and then a nice sweetness with the milk chocolate chips. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love this. I highly recommend that you give it a try. I mean, it's literally a macaroon cookie on top of a brownie.